We are officially 3, 2, 1 going live on Zoom Room. I think we're already live on Facebook. Let me just check that over here. We should be. It says preparing. I think the entire world is on Zoom these days, you guys, so be patient. We're almost there. I'm so grateful for Zoom. Let's see what's happening. It looks like we're live on Facebook, but we're not live yet on Zoom. So I apologize for the delay. I'm going to go ahead anyway and just get started. Let's see. All right, so I'm hearing that you guys can hear me and see me. This is great to hear, to know. You're getting me on Zoom. Okay, well, that's great. Thanks for telling me, because Zoom is telling me it's preparing. Well, Zoom, we're prepared, we're ready, and if you guys can hear me, let's begin. Thanks for your patience, and hi on Facebook. So tonight, I'm very excited to bring this topic to you because so many emails I get, you just can't believe, and so many people in my pain-free living program, so many private clients, I'm amazed at how many people say to me, I haven't slept in years. And this is shocking to me because I am a sleeper. I love my sleep. I have always loved my sleep. You can ask my mother. And I know that I get out of whack really, really quickly if I'm not sleeping well, even just 1 or 2 nights. It messes me up big time. Mental, physical, emotional health starts to tank. So if you're new, welcome to High Speed Healing Wednesdays. I'm Debora Wayne. I'm the founder of the International Chronic Pain Institute. And I specialize in helping people to remove the hidden reasons for pain of all types. We're talking physical pain, mental, emotional pain, the pain of insomnia, all kinds of pain. We have different topics on our Wednesday call. We've covered things like the pain of money and being in debt, or not finding the career, or not, knowing what to do if we're angry, or in relationships where we're feeling drained. And just topic after topic is my specialty, but not in the traditional way, the conventional way of thinking that you might be expecting. So when you're in my world, you can expect to be shaken up and perhaps stretched to think outside the box. I'm not a conventional thinker, and I'm not a conventional girl in many ways when it comes to looking at health and healing. And tonight is no different. Insomnia. All right, so I'm going to cover a few things, talk about it in general way, and then talk about the deeper issues, open it up. We got some great questions. Thank you, everybody who sent in your questions ahead of time. Good questions, and I'm going to go through those. I'm going to look in the chat. If you have a question about sleep, I'd like you to type it either in the chat or at the bottom of your screen. Many of you will see something that says Q&A. So type it into either the Q&A box or the chat, whatever you find on your device. Some people are on different devices. And I'm also going to end the call tonight with a particular meditation that I'm going to guide you through to help you relax. Relax, relax. Because you can't sleep if you're all wound up, right? And sleep is just critical to our health. In fact, I would say, it's funny. Well, a quick story. When I was 15, I wanted to learn to meditate. And I had this idea that if I meditated, I would only need maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night. And that I was thinking, well, think of all the things I could get done if I only needed 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Anybody ever thought like that? There used to be a lot of talk about meditation would give you the same experience as deep sleep, so you wouldn't need as much sleep. Well, I bought that hook, line, and sinker, but it didn't work. It did not work for me. And I thought there was something wrong with me, and why did I need so much sleep? And I found most of my life 8 hours minimum. There were times I needed 9 or 10 hours of sleep. It's only been this year, and I won't tell you how many years that is, but it's only been this year. For the first time in my life, I started waking up naturally almost every day after 7 hours of sleep. I used to go bonky wonky if I didn't get 8 hours of sleep, or 9 every single night. And God, if I got 7, I would need to catch up the next day. And if I got 7 several days in a row, I really didn't feel well. So this is, changing as time goes on, or as different. I don't know, I can't pinpoint why the reason is that I need only 7 now. But it is what it is. And that's one of the first things I want to say to you and share with you. And one of the main points I want to make, and you may want to write this down, just a thought. Every single person's body is different. You are not me. You are not your spouse, your child, your best friend, your lover. You are not anyone else but you. Your body is unique. Look at your thumb right now. Look at your thumbprint. No one in the universe has your thumbprint. Think about the miracle of that. So if your thumbprint is that unique, don't you think there might be the possibility that a few other things about you might be unique to you? Or at least that you're not going to be like everybody else? And yet, what I find most people do is they compare themselves to everyone else. They look around, they say, I want to be like that, I want to look like that, I want to feel like that, I want to weigh that much, I want to be that tall, I want to be that, people constantly look outside themselves, comparing, and then measuring themselves as if they're either inadequate or better than, less than or better than. This hierarchy, this always judging, grading, competitive thing that we've learned to do. And we've learned to do that. And it's not natural. Nature follows a blueprint. Everything in nature follows a blueprint. You have a blueprint. It's why when you follow your blueprint, and it's not something you have to get up and check and make sure you're following your blueprint, it happens naturally. You plant potatoes, it grows potatoes, not asparagus. You were planted to grow you. And yet, because we have a brain, an intellect, a thinking mind, and we've been given free will, whereas you don't see the plant kingdom with free will. They can't decide to change themselves. We can make certain changes. In fact, we can make a lot of changes artificially, superficially and artificially, synthetically, and they mess up the nature of the blueprint, usually, often, when we do that. And so you may have lost touch with your blueprint. You may not like your blueprint, but again, that comes from conditioning. That doesn't come from, that's, to put it bluntly, that's you playing God. If you think that you're wrong, that your body, your system, the way your natural tendencies are wrong, you're playing God. You're basically saying that your creator, however you imagine that to be, was wrong and made junk, made a mistake. And this couldn't be further from the truth. You are a divine, perfect being. Let me remind you of that today. You're perfect just the way you are. And yet we, the most brilliant species on the planet, right, with the higher mind, with the brilliant intelligence, we go around judging and measuring and grading everything. And we either fall short or we're better than. And this is destructive to your health, number one, to do that. And what if, and you know, the times we're living in, it's actually perfect to really be talking about this deeper issue. Because look what's happening on the planet. We're looking at the hierarchy. Now, I know some of you are thinking, get to the sleep stuff, would you? But this is the sleep stuff, and I'll tie it together in a moment. You'll see what I'm talking about. Sleep isn't about taking GABA at bedtime. There's a much deeper issue, more than one. There's deeper issues, deeper reasons why you cannot sleep, especially if you've struggled with it for a long time. These issues are playing out on our planet right here and right now. They are issues of hierarchy, equality, following our loving nature, following a blueprint, recognizing everyone was created perfectly and has a blueprint to follow. And when we get off the track of our blueprint, there's dis-ease. And dis-ease shows up in many different forms and shapes. And it's not pretty, it's not comfortable, it's harmful to ourselves and others. But even the violence we've witnessed recently is a form of dis-ease. It's a sick person that could possibly ever do what we witnessed. And we've seen it more than once. I don't mean to imply there was just one. But this is a sickness. When people are sick, when we're sick, when we're in dis-ease, we won't have inner harmony or outer harmony. And when we don't sleep, it's a sign of something is not in harmony, in balance. Something is out of whack internally. And what we tend to do, at least what most people tend to do, because of the current medical model, and again, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to give medical advice. I'm not telling you to take or don't take sleeping medications. I'm not a doctor. I don't even look at health and healing from that perspective at all. I told you, out of the box, this is not going to be conventional wisdom. So if you're looking for the magic pill, this is not the call for you. But if you're looking to really look at it differently, this is the call for you. And especially, like I said, if you've tried a lot of things and you still can't sleep, this is definitely the call for you, because it's a sign there's dis-ease, that you are out of alignment, off the track that you need to be on to feel harmonious, to sleep, to rest. And everything in nature has cycles of activity and of rest. Activity and rest. It's a cycle. It is both of the parts of that cycle, the activity and the rest, are necessary. But we live in a society that values activity more than rest. I want you to take a moment to let that in and think about it. We live in a world, for the most part, I'm generalizing, but for the most part, that values doing, getting it done, getting that plan done, setting those goals, finishing those goals, and on to the next and the next and the next, and how much can I do in a day, and checking that watch. We value that more than the rest, the downtime, the recovery, the recharge. How many times has somebody said, hey, great, good for you, you slept all day? When was the last time you've ever heard that? Good job, you got nothing done today. Nothing, you sat and stared out the window. That's awesome. Who's ever told you that? Come on, type in the chat, give me some comments on Facebook. Have you ever heard that in your life? Ever? That you have been rewarded, where you've been rewarded for downtime, healing time, doing nothing time, relaxing, recharging, sitting still. So I'm here to shake you up a bit. Let's see, getting some chats here. No, we're supposed to feel guilty for doing nothing. Exactly. When I was a new mom, I was made to feel guilty for resting, Deborah said. So my mother is 92, and I never once saw her sit down and just kick back and read a book. She never watched television. I never saw her like lay out at the beach or the pool or anything like that. She's at 90. When she was turned 90, my father passed away, and she also hurt herself and had to have a knee surgery. And she had to sit down in a lazy boy chair for the first time all day, every day, for a long period of time. To her, it felt like forever. And to this day, now it's 2 years later, there is not one day that when I talk to her, that she doesn't start by saying, I feel so lazy. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I feel so guilty. She said, God, if anybody could see me, I'm just lying in my chair, eating a snack, watching a show, reading a book, playing solitaire, she feels guilty. Valerie's saying, yes, I was criticized for taking a nap. Right? This is part of the problem. And what happens is if you really look at it, I want you to start from today to examine your beliefs about resting, about sleeping, about napping. Yeah, at 92, Bev, she feels guilty. That's right. Because my mother was a giver, a doer for her entire life. She did not sit down. She was focused on everybody else. A lot of mothers are like this, but mine could win she could be the poster girl for overgiving. And she never sat down. She didn't know how to relax. And here's what I want you to know, is that if you have a pattern of doing, more doing, it becomes your normal. Your body gets used to a certain level of activity, and you lose touch with the rest. And nature needs rest terribly. I mean, it's just natural part of the cycle. But you can mess up your cycle by your lifestyle, by your thinking, and by your emotions. So what I find that's the first place to look, I know most people start running and getting tested and finding out if they're low in this or low in that, and they start taking supplements or drugs or sleep aids, or the newest thing people tell me is they're taking CBD oil. And again, I'm not here to judge, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but the fact is, in the yogic traditions, let's put it this way, in the yogic tradition, the real yogis were trained to sleep anytime, anywhere on a cement floor. No pillow, no mattress, no blankie. That's how they knew they were masters of their physiology. They were able to sleep and rest and get comfortable anytime, any place on a cement floor. And I'm not suggesting you don't sleep on a bed. However, have you ever noticed how babies seem to be able to sleep like pretty much anywhere? They're in somebody's arms, their head's hanging over someone's shoulder, they're in the back of a bicycle bin. I mean, it's amazing, but babies aren't all uptight. They don't hold tension in their body. They aren't thinking, God, am I going to get that to-do list done today? What if I don't get it done? They don't feel behind. You see, they're not living in a timeline, an artificial timeline. They're in the moment. They're relaxed. They're taking life as it comes. They're what we call in the flow. It's so popular nowadays to talk about being in the flow. What the hell does that really mean? It means we're flowing with life, with the cycle of life, which is restful and doing, restful and doing. It's a wave. So first I want you to ask yourself right now, what do you believe to be true about your downtime, your relaxation time, your rest time, your napping, sleep in general? Where did you get those ideas? Who gave you those ideas? That's where you want to begin. because your thinking is affecting everything. Your thinking is affecting everything. Now, I just want to check Facebook really quickly here because I don't think we're live on Facebook, at least not here. So let me see if it went anywhere. Type in the chat for me, would you? Some of the beliefs that you know you got about sleeping, about resting. What do you think? And what happens to you when you think those thoughts? What do you notice happens in your body? Or what do you imagine? What do you suspect might be happening in your body based on the beliefs you have about sleep? Idle hands are the devil's workshop. Oh, Jean, this is a big one that a lot of people have been raised with. This idle hands, that's the programming for doing, and more doing. And boy, do a lot of people have that, yes. Deborah says, I'm sitting down resting and I see my partner come home and I jump up, right? How many of you, especially women in particular, I work with a lot of women who have been diagnosed with things like fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome. I mean, it's men too, but I see this a lot with women. They have a thyroid, underactive thyroid, they have digestive issues, sleep issues, binge eating. These are really, really common amongst women. And I would put most of my money down that, because I hear it from them, is that they feel like they have to always be, it's either their spouse or their boss, they have to always be on, or their kids, but they're always like nervous that they're not doing something, or not doing it right, or not doing it well enough, or they're going to get caught for just being lazy and just resting. All right, so the other thing I really want to bring up today that's rarely, if ever, discussed, but is probably the biggest key for those of you who don't have, it's every now and then not to sleep is probably normal for a lot of people, but it's not a habitual long-term thing. But if you have had a long-term chronic, meaning 3 months or longer, where you don't sleep through the night, you don't, if you wake up, you can't fall back to sleep, or it takes you forever to fall asleep, or you just don't sleep. I mean, I have one client I'll never forget, of many, but one that comes to mind today that told me she hadn't slept in 12 years. Now, I mean, she obviously slept a little bit each night, but it was a constant waking up and twiddling her thumbs for most of the night. And so she never felt rested. And this is pretty common that I hear, that people wake up, they don't feel rested. So Kate is saying, I still do this. I jump up off the lounge chair the minute my husband comes back. See, okay, so I want to talk now about something seriously important. And this is it's trauma. And it's something that nobody wants to look at. It's not sexy. Okay, let's just lay it out here. It's not sexy to talk about trauma, to admit we have trauma, to have been abused in any way, to have gone through something that was traumatizing. Most people, once it's over and they're through it, they never want to look at it again. They don't want to talk about it. They're afraid of feeling it again. They're afraid it's going to set them off again and trigger them, because going through it and getting through it took work. And it was painful. And probably one of the most, if not the most, number one reason, if you have a chronic history of not sleeping, is that you've got some type of trauma in your energy field, and there's a cellular memory in the body, and you have a pattern that's set up that you have not released, even though you may not be thinking about it anymore. Maybe you think you're over it. Maybe you think you worked on it and gone through it. But there's an imprint. And what happens is when we're, and by the way, well, let me back up. So you're in a pattern of either fight, flight, or freeze. Now, this is a natural instinctual thing that happens when there's real or imaginary danger. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not judging you or saying you made it up. But we often misinterpret things, especially when we're children before the age of 8 or 9. We can feel something is wrong and we don't feel safe and we don't understand it because the brain before the age of 8 or 9 is not developed with the type of thinking necessary to discern what's true and what's false, what's going to harm me and what's going to help me. Doesn't know. It can't figure that out. It just takes everything in. It feels everything. Everything. It's like an octopus, imagine, with tentacles out. It's just feeling and picking up everything, and it's imprinting in your field, and your biofield communicates with your body, and your body is also an emotional mental complex. You're not separate. So your body, your mind, and your emotions are all interwoven together like a unit. And you're imprinting all of these experiences you've had. And yes, it's from childhood. That's where it begins. But it could have happened later in life if you had a traumatic accident, an injury, a car accident. Even, here's the thing. Today, in today's world, living life is traumatic. You don't have to be in a war zone to have trauma. But now many people actually are. The looting and the rioting that just went on, this is insane. This is trauma, people. We're living in a traumatic time. So now, if you also have trauma from your past, it may be tapping into a familiar memory that's a cellular memory. So if you've noticed your pain flaring up or your insomnia flaring up, it's because of what's going on. And because we're all interconnected via the biofield, the big giant field, we're all connected to each other. If you're feeling triggered these days, more emotional or in more pain or not sleeping or feeling anxious, it's because, and other emotions too, depressed, worried, overwhelmed, sad, grieving, it's because we're connected to what everyone is feeling. And we're going through collective trauma right now. And if you also had abuse of any kind, that could mean physical abuse, emotional abuse, violence in your home. It could mean it was abuse to you personally, but you could have witnessed abuse. It could be bullying. It could be criticism. It could be no one there for you. It could be you screaming and crying and no one came to help you. It could be you coming home every day to an empty house and you feeling afraid, alone, abandoned, scared. And when you don't feel safe, 3 things happen. You either freeze up, fight, or flee. It's a pattern that starts to get imprinted. And so you have to look at yourself and recognize and go back and do an inventory and work with someone where you feel safe and comfortable to really take a look at these things. They're not going to go away if you just stick it in the closet, if you just put it in the attic, if you pretend this isn't real or I don't want to deal with that or I got over it. I love when people tell me, yeah, I let that go, but I have pain in every joint in my body. No, you didn't let that go. I haven't slept in 12 years. No, you didn't let that go. I wake up screaming and I don't know why. No, you didn't let something go. You want to. Of course you want to. But you're not getting deep enough to the root. And this is why something like energy healing, like high-speed healing is so valuable, because it could take you years of analyzing and digging and worrying about it and trying to figure it out with your logical mind, and you wouldn't find it because you've buried it so deeply in order to survive it, and yet it's not gone. And so it's very helpful. It's why nowadays we're living in the energy medicine era. It's so great because talking about it for 10 years doesn't help a lot. I'm not against talk therapy, don't get me wrong. But it usually doesn't find the deepest problems that you're actually hiding from yourself in order to try to stay safe from the perceived or real danger. Now, whether it was imaginary or not, you felt you weren't safe. So your beautiful brain and instinct figured out a way to keep you safe and get through that, and you survived it. But you may have survived it, but not really healed it. You follow me? Are you guys with me? Let me know. Give me some yeses if you're with me. And okay, good. So you may intellectually think, but your body will tell the truth. Your body tells you what's actually in your subconscious mind. Your body is the expression of your mind. It's not separate from your mind. Your body tells you what's going on at a deeper level that you may deny or just say, no, that's not, I'm not aware of that if it is, but your body's telling you. So trust the wisdom of your body, and without judgment. It's not a judgment. It's there to help you go deeper, but it does require asking deeper questions. And most people, when they say they can't sleep, they go somewhere and are asked, or a few questions maybe, but then they're just, well, try this or try that. So here's the thing. There's a lot of things that people try. I'm going to give you a few, because if you haven't tried those, well, in my personal opinion, they're all Band-Aids. But it's not bad or wrong to try the Band-Aid. If the Band-Aid fixes it and you don't need the Band-Aid every day for the rest of your life, then a night or two or a month taking GABA or drinking hot milk or golden milk or taking a hot bath, it's good to wind down and learn how to wind your body down before you go to sleep. It's good to turn off all the electronics. We know that the light, the blue light, it's affecting you at night. And so you want to turn the electronics off a couple hours before you go to bed. You don't want to exercise and do high impact aerobics before you sleep or too late in the day. You'll get a second wind of energy, which is awesome, but it may keep you up at night. So there's a lot of things that you do want to pay attention to, and I'm not against them, or I'm not saying don't do them. You don't want to sit and eat a giant candy bar before you go to sleep. But I will also say this. These things don't affect everyone in the same way. It's what I shared with you at the beginning of this call. So for example, my lovely 92-year-old mother drinks at least a large cup of old stale coffee, cold, that she made the same morning. She'll drink it at night, at 11 o'clock at night, sometimes later. And she'll go to sleep. She likes to go to sleep really late. She'll drink it and literally go to sleep 5-10 minutes later. Me, if I drink decaf coffee without eating protein any later than, 2 o'clock, I'm like this at 4 a.m. Oh my God. Like, I feel so sensitive to certain things. My mother's the exact opposite. So, I'm sure the first thing you were told was get off the caffeine, stop the sugar, right? But Bev is saying, I love your mother. I know, I wish I could do that. But that's how she's wired. Not everyone is the same. We're not, and we need to accept that. And only you are going to know, because you're in there. You're living inside. You have to be a little bit of a science experiment with yourself. I'm a big walking science experiment. I'm always trying and testing and seeing how it affects me. But you have to also understand your body's different every single day. You're not going to feel or be the same every single day. And there may be times where I drink coffee later in the day and it doesn't keep me wired and awake. But for the majority of the time, if I drink it too late, in fact, I can't even really drink coffee. Espresso has less caffeine than coffee, and I feel decaf espresso, I can feel it in 2 sips. So I might still drink some, but I know I have to time it right. And I just, that's how I am. So, but the trauma issue is the deepest reason. There's some part of you that doesn't feel safe. And here's what I want to ask you to do today. Right now, I'd like you to take a moment quietly. And I'd like you to close your eyes. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to first think back to when you started not sleeping well. When's the first time you can remember that you either didn't sleep at all, or sleep became an issue for you, or something was out of whack with your sleep? Think back to when that began for you. And now I want to ask you to think back, and I want you to look at even a year or two before your sleep started going a little haywire or a lot haywire. What was going on in your life that may have been stressful, fearful, hurtful, abusive? What was going on for you in your life a year or two, or maybe longer, but a year or two before your sleep cycle went awry? Something that was stressful. It might have been a series of stresses that was hurtful, that was painful, that was terrifying, that was fearful for you, that was abusive to you. Any of those or all of those. What was going on for you? Take a look at that and be very honest with yourself. Now, what did you do with all the emotions from those experiences? What did you do with those emotions? Emotions are energy. Where did the energy go? Where did it go? Energy either goes inward or releases. There's nowhere else for it to go. It either releases in a healthy way. Well, there's one option, a third option. It releases in a healthy way. It goes inward and implodes, and usually shows up coming out sideways as a symptom of either some kind of pain or dis-ease. Where did the energy, the emotions from those experiences go? Jean says, I poured it into my work. Shannon said, it went into my stomach. Where else? Give me some. What are you finding when you really ask yourself, where did the energy of your emotions go? Is it possible? Do you believe it's possible that those emotions may actually have turned into symptoms? Kate says it went into my muscles. Okay. Yep. Where else? Headaches. Yes. It's a big one. Headaches. Bev is saying over busyness, committees, volunteer work. So we call that distractions. Lots of people, in order to not have to feel their feelings, will distract themselves with busyness, with tons of activity, that doing. Do you see where I'm headed? Doing. And so there's only the doing part of the cycle and not the resting part of the cycle. Are you with me? DJ is saying it went into my entire body. Yes. Deborah's saying I stuffed it down with food. Yes, trying to comfort The emotions that you didn't know how to feel and release, you tried to comfort yourself with food. That's a very common thing. Tammy said, I started having difficulty sleeping when I started facing all my emotions. Yeah, because no one showed you how to release them. And so there you are sitting in a pile of emotions and you didn't know how to release them. And you probably have thoughts related to them too. Yes, the food, Bev, exactly. These symptoms are a symptom of something deeper. And the number one cause for any type of pain or symptom or trauma is typically emotions. And emotions are probably the most unliked, unrecognized, untalked about, unwanted thing on planet Earth. Oh, don't bring those feelings into the workplace. It's unprofessional. Oh, big boys, don't cry. Grow up. You're just being a baby. Nobody wants a long face. Put on a smiley, happy face. Nobody wants to hear your problems. Don't air your dirty laundry. You see, we've been taught all these things about don't feel. Don't feel. And you'll hear me again and again. This is my little mantra, my chant, my rant. If you want to heal, you must learn to feel. You must. Feelings are not good, bad, right, or wrong. They are energy. Everything's energy. Now, this is an interesting one. Allie said, I stopped sleeping when my oldest son was born 18 years ago. You see, there's a maternal instinct of protection when you have children. And a lot of women start going on red alert to make sure they're always available to protect. That's an instinctual need to protect their young. And so this is, again, are you guys hearing me? It's a pattern. It becomes a pattern of red alert from something that's usually external, or it's part of your thinking or your emotions that creates the pattern of, oh my God, I better be alert. There's danger, 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 or there could be danger, or the danger that I just survived could happen again. So I better be on red alert so that doesn't happen again. It boils down to one particular feeling, and that is feeling alone in the universe, that nobody has your back. And if you grew up not feeling safe, or where you were violated, where your boundaries were violated, if you were physically, mentally, emotionally abused, sexually abused, in any way abused, there's a strong possibility that you will feel alone in the universe and confused and afraid, because the people that were supposed to love you, nurture you, keep you safe, feed you, clothe you, house you, keep you feeling safe, they didn't do their job well or at all. And so instinctually you felt like off balance, unsafe, and you probably learned very quickly to figure out how to navigate life so that you would survive, which often translates into shutting down parts of yourself that were your blueprint. And if you do that long enough, it creates a pattern where you feel separate from your nature that I talked about at the beginning of the call. That's a strong possibility of how you got off track from your blueprint and stepped over here into the dis-ease, and never quite feel like yourself, or feel like something's wrong, or you're worried something's wrong, or you don't quite know what to do, feel like you just don't know, or unsure, or unsafe, or like the next shoe's going to drop, that kind of a feeling. Nancy's saying, I've been feeling like that since my husband passed away. Well, again, when we have certain relationships where we are very, very close and reliant on other people, a human when we have a reliance on another human and we get used to them being around, or we rely on them for certain survival things like money or whatever, maybe they take care of us, maybe they provide things that we've never had to provide for ourselves, or they even provide abstract things like friendship. When that is removed for whatever reason, there is a regrouping that has to happen to get back balanced on your own 2 feet. And this is why, and I'm aware of the time, so I want to get right to this, because at the very root of all of this, and remember I told you I'm going to shake you up. I'm not going to tell you to take GABA. The deepest root of all of the problem of insomnia is a sense of separation from what I call God. You might call the source, the universe, the love, your angels, your guides. You see, it's a spiritual problem. When you don't feel safe and you don't rely on, don't even know you have, maybe never knew you had, maybe lost the connection to the source that supports your life. If you grew up with abuse, or you suffered that, it doesn't even have to be from childhood, it could be later in life, or if you had a very bad accident or an injury, what can often happen is that you start to think you're all alone. Nobody has your back. What if? I better be on red alert. And if you've lost the connection to, call it spirit, call it divine love, call it your guides, your aides, call it God, call it nature. If you've lost the sense of a power greater than yourself, call it a higher power than just you and your personality. This is the number one reason for every problem we're seeing on our planet. It's the reason for insomnia. It's the deepest cause of all pain and suffering, is that we lose the connection to the love. Because I want you to think of it this way, okay? Think of it this way. Close your eyes for a moment. If you felt completely loved, nurtured, you knew the universe had your back no matter what, you knew that everything that happened to you, you would survive it, it happened for a reason, it happened for your highest and best good, even though it didn't make sense, it made you in some way stronger. And I know we could talk about that one for a long time, but if you knew that you were safe and sound and strong, and that you weren't alone in the universe, and that when you laid your head down at night, you could close your eyes and sleep like a baby and not have to worry about a thing. If you weren't carrying around anger, resentment, fear, if you just didn't have those things in you, don't you think you would sleep like a baby? If you knew you were safe, if you didn't have any anger, pain, hurt, fear, guilt, shame, if you didn't have that inside of you, don't you think you would sleep like a baby? I would venture to guess you would say yes. How many of you would say yes? So when you're in my world, here's the thing. Yes, there are some really cool supplements and stuff you can do. Really cool. But they're Band-Aids. A healthy, natural life, which I know you all want or you wouldn't be in my world. Okay? A healthy, natural life and lifestyle recognizes that, well, in an advanced way of understanding, health is not about disease. Think of this. I'm going to say it again. An advanced understanding of health is not about disease. It's about health. It's about staying healthy. It's about being in a natural state of health, not in disease. And it's not about disease being natural or expected or normal with aging. It's not normal. What's normal is health. But what's also normal is rest. Regular rest, not once every 10 years. And what's also normal is resting in the knowing that we're safe. And right now we're living in a particular time where it doesn't look like or feel like we're particularly safe, which is even more the reason that you need a spiritual foundation and to understand that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And that if you try to control all the people, places, and things in your external world, you're going to be so exhausted, you probably won't sleep, because you know that feeling when you're so exhausted, you can't sleep because you're all wound up. That's what happens when you try too hard, do too much. Yeah. And yes, I know there's some of you going, well, but my hormones. Yes, the stress hormone, it's working overtime and it's pumping, and it's keeping you up. Yes, it is. But why is that out of whack? It's because of everything I'm talking about tonight. We affect our hormones with our thinking and our emotions. And if we don't go back and clean up the past trauma or the recent trauma or the worldly trauma that's current. See, we all need healing right now from the current trauma. And some of us, I know I had to go back and do a lot of work on the past trauma. And I know I can hear you. Some of you are saying, I've been working on myself for 20 years, Deborah. I've done a lot of work. Yes, I know. I feel for you. This idea that someday I'm going to just be done. I get it. And I'm not a fan of always having to heal something. I don't believe that either. Don't get me wrong. But I suspect if there's still a lot of stuff playing out physically for you or in any area of your life that represents dis-ease, you haven't cleared something important yet. And so that's where that cellular memory and working in the energy field is so important. So you have to learn to relax, and that is a skill that you can learn. And I'm going to teach you tonight a relaxation technique that you can practice on your own. And then if you want to really, really go deeper and learn to release more of the trauma and experience my high-speed healing immersion method, which is what I'm known for, because I can work in your field and help you rapidly release trauma from the past without talking about it for 10 years. Many of you have, well, I don't know about many, but some of you have experienced that before. A lot of you are new to my work. But it's profound what can happen with high-speed healing, when I work in your energy field, even at a group, even virtually. I've been working only virtually for 5 years now. I haven't seen people in person. And you don't need to be in person. But the energy healing coupled with clearing the ideas, giving yourself permission to take a nap, listening to your body deeply, letting it tell you what it needs. You may need a day to stay in bed, or 2 or 10. That may be what you need. And I know it's not practical for some people. And you may want to, if you really have the intention to heal, you'll figure it out. You'll learn to delegate some things and let go of other things that really aren't necessary. Because if you really, when you make an inner decision to heal, you will figure out how to give yourself permission to do exactly what you know you need to do. You just will. And I can't do that is really, I'm sorry, you're not going to like me for this. I'm not here. Well, I like getting likes, but I don't, not everyone likes to hear this. But the truth is, it does take work. It doesn't have to be painful. One thing I love about high-speed healing is it's not painful. It's relaxing. It's the easiest way to heal that's on the planet. But you have to help yourself by examining your beliefs and learning how to release emotions. And that's what I want to teach you. And it's, not sexy. People want a pill. Give me a pill and I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll feel better. Okay, if that's where you're at, do it. Do it till you're done. And if it doesn't work, then come back around and do the day of healing with me, or deeper work with me, because that's what you need. And that's what I'm here to offer the world. I know what I'm here for. And I know it works because so many people have had massive, remarkable, they call it a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's a technology that I've been gifted with by God, by the universe, and it became activated in me, and I'm able to share it with you and help you rapidly release a lot of the problems and pain that you have. Debora is saying, I'm new, but I had a profound realization. I uncovered a wound that was causing me to suffer because I was longing for love from outside myself. Oh my God. This is the key. You see, most people are suffering from that particular wound. And we got it because of what happened in childhood, and we didn't get our needs met, and we transfer the needs, getting the needs from human beings that we didn't get in childhood. We start doing that to husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, bosses, kids, dogs, cats, work. I mean, you name it. We try to get it. We try to get what we didn't get. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. Bev is asking, will I be doing a day of healing? Yes. So I finally just set the date for the next day of healing. I haven't done one in quite a while. And I'm here to offer you a special present. I have not announced this to the world, but I'm announcing it to you. The day of healing coming up is July the 6th. It's a Monday. It's an all day. Well, it's 5 hours with me live. We break it up into 2 parts so that wherever you live in the world, there's one section of the day where it's probably not going to be the middle of the night and you'll be able to attend live. And it's an entire day, a sacred day devoted to healing. And I do all kinds of things, 2 full healing sessions, one in the morning section, one in the late afternoon. I take Q&A all day, but in the morning, I teach quite a bit deeper in the morning, and I'm going to reveal to you the top 13 reasons for all pain and suffering, for all symptoms. You won't have to keep Googling. I'm going to give them to you. I'm going to tell you what the root, and you'll find yourself on the list. I am going to take people through different processes with their questions that will help you clear beliefs, help you release emotions, and then I'm going to do for you the energy healing, my high-speed healing, twice in one day. It has a very strong cumulative effect, and many, many people are never the same after the day of healing. So if you know you need a leg up, if you've been especially trying to figure out insomnia or something else, this is a day for any type of pain. It could be physical pain of any type, back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, jaw pain, wrist pain, you name it, physical pain. It could be chronic pain. It could also be acute pain from an accident or an injury. It could be emotional pain like anxiety, depression, overwhelm, guilt, shame, any emotion, any emotional pain. It could be the pain of things like binge eating or over drinking or drugging. It could be the pain of not sleeping. It could be the pain of any type of addiction. It could be the pain of living with somebody that drives you nuts and you just can't figure out what to do and it's causing you some kind of pain. It could be the pain of being in an abusive relationship or having been abused and you know it traumatized you and now you're afraid of relationships. You don't let people get close to you. It could be the pain of, what else? Money pain, financial pains, patterns, painful patterns, attracting the same partner, relationship, boss again and again where you feel abused. neglected, abandoned, they're not there for you. I hear this all the time. Or where you feel drained by other people. Any type of pain or pattern that you don't want in your life, that you can't seem to get rid of, that keeps you from being productive at work. Maybe it's keeping you from working. Maybe it's keeping you from being your best at work. It's keeping you from being the leader that you know you're meant to be. It may be keeping you from being the head of your family and helping out in your family or providing for your family. It may be keeping you from having and holding down a job, or keep getting the job of your dreams, or creating the business of your dreams. It may be affecting your creativity, your productivity, your focus, your ability to concentrate, your ability to be resilient in these crazy times. Then you want to come to the day of healing. And I'm going to share with you how to do that now. And I'm going to give you half off the day of healing. And you will have a limited time to take advantage of that offer, because I want to reward you for taking fast action and doing it. Don't sit and think about it. Don't struggle. Just make a decision. You're either in or you're out. Do not sit and drive yourself nuts. It's not designed to create stress. It's designed to relieve stress, create space in your life, freedom, joy, energy. All right, that's what it's for. So don't struggle with this. Just yes or no, I'm in, I'm out. Half off, and you're going to want to go. I'll type the link right now. Wait, I got to put it where everybody can see it. All right, you want to go to, www.internationalcpi.com/PFLP. Oh, sorry, no, don't go there. DOHPS. DOHPS, it stands for Day of Healing, Perfect Success. internationalcpi.com/DOHPS. Day of Healing PS, but just the lowercase initials. And you don't need a coupon code. It will automatically, for a limited time only, give you the half off. So do it. Join me. We're going to have a blast. It's amazingly life-changing for people. And if you've never done it, you really want to do it. And I'm usually don't let people do it again and again, but I'm offering it to you even if you have done it before, because I know we all need it right now. And so we're not going to just restrict it to people who have never done it before. So come back we have, even my practitioners, they do it 3-4 times. Some people just like to do it every year as a tune-up. So it's great if you want a tune-up. You don't even have to be in pain. You can come. There are advantages to doing this and to using the tools to create new dreams, new visions, and have the healing sessions help you with expanding your state of consciousness and your intuition and your creativity. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? Allowing more, greater, expanded everything in your life. It affects people with money, relationships, every area. It's not just about pain. Please understand, you're not just a body. In fact, you're not a body at all. You're a consciousness, a field of consciousness. And your energy and the information in your field is affecting everything in every area of your life and your body. So when we clean up the field, we clean up our life and our body, all at the same time. All right. So much to tell you, right? This is why I need a day of healing with you guys, because I can't ever get it out in 1 hour. Sorry, the link is good. What do you mean the link is good? Yes, it is. The link should work. Would somebody want to test it? Oh, you said at first I got an error message. No, it's good. If you get an error message, refresh your browser, open a new browser and try that. And if you still keep getting that, you can contact my team. Go to contact@internationalcpi.com and my team will help you. Or just go to the website, internationalcpi.com, and my team will help you. But usually if you refresh your page, it'll be fine. So what we're going to do now, are there any questions about that before I move on? And I want to check. All right, so there's some great questions here, and I want to just take a couple more. If you guys would, wow, we have not lost one person from this call. I'm so touched. Thank you. And you know what? I don't know what the heck happened on Facebook. I don't think it recorded. So if I'm going to, I will upload this to Facebook later. What a bummer. I don't know what happened. Sometimes Zoom messes up and it doesn't go to Facebook Live like it's supposed to. Okay, so question number one, I am an African-American mother. How can I learn to sleep well when every day I'm going through PTSD for fear for myself, my husband, and my children's lives? First of all, I could cry just reading the question because my heart goes out to you. And look, I'm not going to say this is an easy overnight fix, okay? We got a lot of work to do on this planet. People are nuts. They're sick as hell, okay? I feel very strongly about what's been happening. It's not okay. We all need to do an inventory and start to resolve this inner emotional pain and hurt so that we don't take it out on other people, because that's what's happening. And the deal is this. We can only do that one person at a time. And so I'm so sorry that you've been hurt and traumatized. And what has to happen, God, this really gets me, you guys. But you see, I don't hold my emotions back anymore. It's natural and normal to feel when we see what's happening on this planet. It's not okay. And when you love people, when you care about yourself, you care about other people. When you really know who you are and that you're a divine child of God and you know everybody else is as well, you would never want to harm someone else. You would only want to extend love and kindness and compassion. And we all have to do that work. And so we have to clear out whatever is standing in the way of the sunlight of the spirit, of the love. We have to clear out and do that work. And that's what you'll start to do on the day of healing. If you really want to dive in deeper, you want to go into my pain-free living program, because that's where I have more time with you to really go deep. But because it does take work. And so back to your question, what I would recommend you do is that while we're going through the insanity we're going through, number one, I want you to stay very, very present. Do not start projecting fearful stories about what has not happened yet into the future. It's not going to help your kids or you or your husband. What you have to do is stay very present. And by that I mean look at your hands and look at your feet and remind yourself, I'm right here, right now, and in this moment, I am safe. I am safe. I have a roof over my head. I have food in the refrigerator. I'm okay. And you need to teach your kids to do this. And stop projecting scary stories about what has not happened yet with your mind. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not healthy. And it's only going to create anxiety. And you also really, really, what I recommend is that you have a safe support group around you where you can lean in and create connection and community now more than ever before. And that what most people do when they're scared or in pain is they pull away and they start to isolate. This is the number one. I've worked with people in pain and trauma for 35 years now. And I've had pain and trauma. That's how I got to doing this work. For those of you that don't know me, I was in so much pain and trauma, I couldn't talk. I didn't even tell my own family what was going on. I was so worried and afraid of what people would think and so ashamed. So nobody knew. I hid it like an actress. But the way to healing is to lean in and have a safe, connected community that you trust, or at least one person that you trust. And so again, in my pain-free living program, we provide that safe space. We'll provide that on the day of healing as well. I provide that here, but you need it more than one day. you need it on a regular basis. So in my Pain-Free Living program, we have a daily group support group, and then we meet live once a week, and you will find friends from around the world. And Jean is saying, please let her know that so many of us feel compassion, and not all are to be feared. And this is the truth. There really are people who love you, care, will be there for you, and will hold your hand and help you through this. And we want to do that. In case you can't tell, this affects me. So that's what you need to do. You need to stay present. You need to have a daily practice that helps you stay present. For me, that's meditation, yoga, friends, and a support group. I actually have 2 support groups, and then a smaller group with a circle of friends and colleagues as well. So I really have 3 support groups. I have my own groups that I lead for other people, and I do all of the above, all of it. And every day I read something immediately that puts me on a spiritual plane, so that I remember to practice the presence of God in my life. I believe in a higher power. That's the strength in my life. And I lean on God, but I also lean in to human beings. I don't expect them to save me, but I have people in my life, and I want that for you, that I can rely on as a support. And there isn't one person that can give us everything we need. That's not going to happen. So we need more than one. So I welcome you into our group. Come, join us. Check it out on my website. You can look into the Day of Healing. That's a great first step if you're new to my work. And for those of you who know you want to go deeper, I'm putting the link right now. You want to go to internationalcpi.com/PFLP. That's the Pain-Free Living program. And that's where you'll get deeper work. And if you just absolutely are really urgently sick, you'll want to reach out, and you want one-on-one. I take a handful, just a few very urgent cases that I work with one-on-one. So reach out to me about that. All right, another question that came in has to do with waking up with physical pain. And this is very common. People with chronic pain hang on, I'm pulling up these questions. People who have chronic pain will often, the pain will wake them up. So again, it's not an either or. It's not fixing the sleep, or it's going to the deep reason of why is there pain, and why is the pain waking you up? Because there's something out of whack, something out of alignment, some dis-ease, and it's not typically physical. It feels physical. That's your body's way of giving you feedback and saying something's not right in your life. And that's where I can't, unless I have a deeper conversation with you, either in a private call, in one-on-one sessions, in the Pain-Free Living program, or on the Day of Healing, that's where I can take you through the deeper processes. I can't just give a blanket answer of why you have pain waking you up. Now, if pain wakes you up, don't just lie there and think about it. Get up and either move a little bit, or do whatever helps you to relax. Sometimes just lying still for too long is a problem for people who have chronic pain. But again, that's symptom treatment, all right? Moving, get up, stretch. You can stretch even lying in bed. But that's a symptom treatment, and I know you're going to need to go deeper than that. Fran was saying, I have fibromyalgia and sleep apnea. I've been in treatment for 3 years, and I'm still exhausted. Yes, number one, I've helped thousands of people with quote-unquote fibromyalgia in every case, all right? It's not, you don't have fibromyalgia. What you have are deeper issues that have not been cleared. And it has to do with your thinking mind, your emotions that are stuck, and your energy field. And when you work on those 3 areas, there's nowhere else to look. Those are the 3 areas where the healing must occur and the releasing must occur in order to clear what you've been told you have, which is a label that I don't believe in. But I know that if we go deeper, you can release the root. The symptoms are not the root of the problem. So that's where the Day of Healing is a great first step, or the Pain-Free Living Program. If you want to go really deeper with me, that's what you need. And if you haven't seen my success story page, you've got to go there, because you'll see quite a few testimonials about chronic pain and fibromyalgia. One in particular, Marianne, was in a group program. She had fibro for 20 years, pain from head to toe every single day, and in less than an hour, completely pain-free, never to return. She's one of many, many cases like that. There's a video on the website of Carolyn, same story. When they work with me, gone. So sometimes just from the high-speed healing, energy healing itself, the fibro symptoms leave. And other times it takes the deeper work where I help you with your beliefs and your emotions as well, but it's all doable. So don't give up hope. You need to get the help that we provide. You just haven't gone deep enough is really what's happened. All right, I'm going to take one more of these and then we'll, Lynette asked me, please go beyond the basics about sleep. I already avoid blue light, keeping regular routines, not eating before bed, avoiding high glycemic foods, not drinking alcohol, and I still wake up 5 to 8 times per night. So Lynette, you are clearly someone who has a pattern going on. It's not physical. I strongly suggest you allow me to help you with the deeper emotional work that has not been accessed. Even if you think you've done it, I promise you there's deeper work to do. This is an everyday occurrence in my life, in my programs. All right, and a couple more on here. Let's see. I think, Patricia, you mean scoliosis. So yes, and someone else is asking about, she stopped sleeping during menopause or perimenopause because the hormones changed and you were not getting the balance that you needed from either your food or your lifestyle, or your emotions changed, or all of the above changed, and there was a pattern that was out of balance. And so, there are different, like I said a couple times on the call tonight, the body's different every day. It's certainly different every year and through different stages of our lives, and there are changes that need to be made to adjust. If you learn what I teach, which is how to listen deeply to your body, you will hear what you need. Your body has great wisdom and it will tell you what it needs. And it's not just one black and white answer. There are different needs for different people, but you can access that. Your answers, everybody, are inside of you. I promise you. And no one's shown you how to access that or how to trust it, which is the deeper issue. We go in our head, we go to Dr. Google, we look outside ourselves, but the answers are in you. All right. So come to the Day of Healing as a great first step. It's just one day out of your life for less than the price of going to the doctor. In fact, it's less than the price of one pill for some people. Do you know I had a client this year tell me her doctor, God, you ready for this? Her arthritis medication was $30,000. I think I need to raise my fees. $30,000 for arthritis medication. Okay? Now, the average price of one day in a US hospital is $3,500. I promise you, I will be saving you at least one day out of the hospital. All right? So there's work to do, and I'm here to help you. Let's do a quick, thank you all for staying on the call. Almost everybody's still with us. We're going to do a quick relaxation, and I'll send out the replay, so if you have to jump off, you can get it tomorrow, but otherwise stay with me, please. And find a place where you can sit down. You could do it lying down as well, but no driving, no multitasking, just sitting or lying down, and close your beautiful eyes. And I want you to pay attention to your breathing now. And take in the deepest breath you've taken all day so far. Breathe in. Breathe in. And now take a big sigh out of the mouth. Again, take a long, slow, luxurious breath in of life, energy that supports you. Breathe it in. And now open your mouth and let out a big sigh. And once again, a slow breath in and a big sigh out the mouth, and let go of everything you think you know about your health, your sleep, your body. Just let it all go and empty yourself of these ideas just for now. You can pick them up later. Be empty for now and open. Turn your palms up in a gesture of receiving. Be open to new ideas now. Say to yourself, I am open. I am open and willing to heal. I am open and willing to do things differently. And I want you to take your attention to the top of your head, and please begin to notice and relax the muscles at the top of your head. And begin to relax the muscles at the sides of your head, at your temples. Feel the sides of your head at your temples beginning to relax now. And feel the muscles on your forehead relax. Oh, the muscles, like someone's massaging your forehead. And let them relax now. And feel all the teeny tiny muscles around your eyes relax right now. Letting go. Relaxing. And feel the muscles along your cheeks. Relaxing now and letting go. Feel your face starting to melt and drop and get heavy. Feel your jaw getting heavy and all the muscles in your jaw getting heavy and loose and limp now. Feel your lips relax. And feel the tongue inside your mouth relax. Your jaw may even drop open a little bit. You're so relaxed. Feel the muscles in your neck relax now. The front and the sides and the back of your neck letting go and getting heavy and loose. Very, very relaxed. Feel your shoulders let go now. Feel your shoulders melting like butter on a hot summer day. And feel that relaxation start melting down your arms. Down and further down all the way through your arms, relaxing every muscle in your arms. And feel the relaxation melting into your wrists, your hands, and every single finger relaxing now. Feel your chest relax and your breathing relax. So comfortable, breathing so comfortable, so easy. Feel your solar plexus relax right now. And feel your stomach, your low belly relax, and all the organs inside getting a much needed rest. Feel your hips getting heavy and loose and very, very limp and sinking down into the cushions beneath you. And feel your back relax, your upper back, your middle back, and your lower back relax and let go and melt into the cushions. Feel your sacrum relax, your glutes relax, and all of your hips and thighs getting heavy and relaxing right now. Feel the front and the back of your thighs relax, and feel that flowing down into your knees, letting your knees completely let go and relax. And as you breathe easily and effortlessly, feel your shins and your calves completely let go and relax. Feel this wonderful sensation move into your ankles now, and feel your ankles relax. And this soothing, relaxing sensation moves into your feet now. And the tops of your feet relax, the bottoms of your feet relax, and every toe relaxes now. And from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, feel every fiber of your being relax now. Completely relax and let go. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Nothing to analyze, just letting go. Being in the quiet now. Take a minute here. Total letting go. Being. Nothing to do. Being. And feeling good about being. Just being. Relaxing. Resting. Recharging from within. It's good to rest. It's okay to just be. And now very, very slowly, take a gentle breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. And feel yourself becoming more alert, more awake, more aware. Take another breath in. And come all the way back now. Alert, awake, refreshed and relaxed. And slowly, gently open your beautiful eyes and come all the way back now. You are amazing. You can retrain yourself to relax. You can rewire your brain. You can heal from the past, conflict, stress, hurt, pain, abuse. You can heal from anything, And your body is designed to heal when it's given the right tools, the right environment where you feel safe and you can trust and you get the solutions that you need. And I want to provide that for you if you'll allow me to. There's a couple questions. Someone was asking, is the day of healing recorded because she may not be able to attend live and her sleep cycle's so crazy I might miss it? Yes, we record the day of healing. The entire day of healing, including the healing sessions. You'll have 5 full days of access, and you'll be able to do it again and again for the 5 days of access. We send out the recording usually within 24 hours. If Zoom takes longer, it's 48, but usually within 24 hours, so the next day you'll get it as quickly as we can get it out. So you won't miss a thing. Some people don't ever come live. They just do it recorded. I recommend you do both. I recommend you come live if you can take the whole day and make it a sacred day and set the intention to heal, make the decision. You're going to be amazed at what can happen in one day. So if you're able to, take the whole day, tell everybody, do not disturb, don't come near me. Even when we take a break, I give you an assignment to keep the healing moving, and it will bring up stuff that's in your unconscious to help the healing continue. So if you're able to, come in the morning. We have people in Europe, it's 2 a.m. and they show up in their PJs. So, make it a pajama party. You're all welcome. You can be in your bed. It's audio only. No one will see you. It's very, very safe. It's confidential. No one will know you're there. Unless you raise your hand and work with me and say your name, no one's going to know you're even there. And we don't publicize the list, nothing like that. So you'll be very safe. You can talk about anything. And we all sign an agreement before you register. You're going to sign saying, yes, you agree to the confidentiality. And thank you, Bev, for saying this was a wonderful call. Lori said relaxing and stimulating at the same time. Yes. And do I need to keep the recording to use as needed? You'll have 5 days of access and you can use it again and again. Some people do, some people don't. Some people once is enough. Some people do it over and over. So you're welcome, DJ. Thank you. You're amazing as well. Is the day of healing for anything? Yes, SJ. It is based on your intention, but it's also based on, okay, this is a great question. Everybody listen. SJ is saying, I'm not clear how my specific needs will be addressed. Here's the thing. High-speed healing, which I will do twice on the day of healing, you don't even really know what you need, all right? But the energy field will reveal it to me. I can feel where there are disturbances in your field. And there is a higher intelligence that works through me. And you get, even though it's a group, you get individual needs met. This is not symptom treatment. Your symptoms are not the root cause of the problem. I'm going to talk more about that on the morning session of the day of healing, because this is what most people do not understand. I say it over and over, and it's hard for people to understand because, well, it's not hard. It's just that you're not hearing it anywhere. You keep hearing, well, I have this and I have that, and I got this label and this symptom and that. That is not the problem. It's much deeper than that, and that's what I'm going to help you with. And I'm going to teach you and show you on the day of healing the 3 exact things that lie at the root of the problem, and it's not what you think. We've talked about it some here today. We'll go much deeper on the day of healing or in the pain-free living program. But you will get your individual needs met. That's how I roll. But I don't have to know what they are for you to get those needs met. And that's what's so outside the box of the conventional wisdom. What I teach is not conventional wisdom. But if you have not gone to my success story page and seen, and that's just a handful of the testimonials, these are not little bits of, these are not people who say, oh, I had a headache last week. I work with people who have had chronic, debilitating pain of every kind and disease of every kind. And that's who I work with on a regular basis. And so, but I don't do it in a traditional way. And you've got to read the dramatic healings that people have had. I'm glad, Dolores, that was so relaxing. I didn't want to wake up. Okay, good. Yeah, it's great to do that after the, see, you want to do this kind of thing as a daily practice and retrain your body to relax after a busy day of work. That's exactly what you need. Yes. You put our computer to sleep. Oh my God. So I'm known for crashing technology. Yeah, that'll happen. So everyone, please just do it. Try the day of healing. If you've never done it, really, you need to do it. Does one need to know what the traumas are in order to heal from them? Not necessarily. If you do need to know, when I work with you in your energy field, you will become aware of it. But many people release the trauma without ever knowing what it was. Some people already do know what it was, but they're not quite sure they remember it correctly. They have a vague, see, a lot of times with abuse, especially sexual abuse, there's a vague feeling, like maybe it happened, but I'm not really sure. It's kind of a dream-like feeling. That's typical of abuse. And so you may not clearly remember, and you don't need to. We can heal without knowing and remembering the specifics, yes. But some people will remember, or they do know, but it's not required, no. Let's see what other questions are here. Any other questions? Somebody's asking about the special offer. I think it's for 48 hours only, 24 or 48 hours only. So once you make a decision, it's not something that you want to just sit and think about for 3 weeks. You either do it or not, because the special will run out. And that's on purpose. I admit it. It's to get you to take action. Because what I have found over 35 years is that the reason people have chronic issues is that they don't take action. They sit and think about it. I have people call me and say, I heard you speak 2 years ago. I get this every day. I heard you speak 2 years ago, and everything you said spoke to me. And now I want to work with you. I should have listened to you then, but I didn't take action, and now it's worse. Yes, I'm trying to explain. If you don't do anything differently, it usually only gets worse, not better. It doesn't just magically go away on its own. The definition of insanity that was taught to me when I crashed and burned with my own health, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over, thinking you're going to get different results. It doesn't happen. You have to do it different. This is different. Let's see. Oh, I'm so glad that it's been calming. That's great. Another question. Is the link? Yes, the link will automatically deduct. Well, no. There's no coupon code. You don't need a coupon code. You'll see that it's normally one price, and you're going to get the half off when you go to the page. And if you don't take advantage of the special offer, it's going to go back to the normal regular price. That's what happens. So when you go to the page, it's there. The special offer is there for everybody. So you can even share this with family members, friends, people you know who are suffering. You can send them the link. And everybody that you refer will get the special offer. But if they don't do it within the time frame, it goes back to the regular price. So feel free, please share it. My goal is to help everybody. I want to help everybody. Don't you know that by now? Those of you that know me, I really do. So I want millions of people to live pain-free. And yes, sometimes you're going to have to repeat the healing. It's not a one-time magic wand for everybody, no. So you need to come and you need to take the next step, and then you need to wait to see what happens. You can't try to figure it out and second guess it. Some people have everything in less than an hour and they are changed, and they are never the same. Other people need a longer time frame. That's why I do the Pain-Free Living program. It's why I work with people in different ways, because different people have different needs. You're not going to get you're not going to get something you can't handle. And a lot of people think they would like it if everything changed overnight, but truthfully, most people would freak out if that happened. because a lot of you have issues that you don't really know yet are going on, and they're going to be revealed that you need to work on them. And it's not hard. It doesn't have to take a long time, and it doesn't have to be painful, but there's work to do. I promise you that. And the high-speed healing's the fastest way, and the easiest way, the safest way. There's no harm ever possible. And so it should be your first choice, not your last. Don't wait a year or two, like so many of my clients, and say, you know, Deborah, you were right, it got worse. I know I'm right. It sounds so arrogant, but I know I'm right. Don't wait till it gets worse. Do this first. Experience the easier, softer way first, and then look at other options. Don't wait till you're just so much worse before you do this, please. I've been doing this a long time, and I see what happens to people. All right. I am amazed how many people are still here. This has been an overly long call, but thank you for being here. I'm glad you found such value. Imagine if we spent the whole day together. Imagine what would happen. If you think you're relaxed now, get ready for the real bliss bomb. I'm gonna day of healing bliss bomb you. You'll be bathed in bliss. So I hope to see you all there. You're welcome. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm here for you. Use me, baby. That's my mission, my purpose here. Use me while you got me. All right. I love you, everybody. Take good care. Have a great rest of your evening and sleep tight. Good night.